gentlemen, please welcome your host of To Infinity and Beyond, Sonia Roman.
Good afternoon. I'm Sonia Roman, and welcome to Infinity and Beyond. We're sticking with the Toy Story theme, but today we're going to be focusing on the beyond, hearing from experts on what's next, new, and exciting at Walt Disney World and Disney's Hollywood Studios beyond Toy Story Land. Speaking of Toy Story Land, what a great dedication ceremony this morning, right? Oh my goodness, and what a fun way to play big. It is a fantastic way to kick off the incredible summer happening right now at Walt Disney World. It's the perfect time to visit with new shows, attractions, and experiences that make this summer, well, incredible. More about that later. But before we see what else is going on at Walt Disney World, I'm told we have a special news report from our roving reporter. Take a look.
I'm Mark Daniel reporting from the heart of the Moara Valley in Pandora. And as the Na'vi say, Kalte, that is hello. Wow! I cannot believe I am actually here in Pandora. Oh, and if that isn't cool enough, I'm joined by a PCI representative right now.
Kalte, Mark. My name is Danny Byron, and I'm a collector here with the Pandora Conservation Initiative. At the PCI, it is our job to explore and understand everything we can about Pandora's unique environment. Perimeter breach!
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. This is amazing.
It magnifies my strength and my mobility, but most importantly, it protects me from any potential environmental threats.
Wait. We're safe here, right? This is a safe area. This is a tourist destination.
Well, yes, Mark, it is safe to a point, but there are potential threats you have to worry about. Let's see. There's stingbats, dire horses, stern beasts if you get them riled up, viper wolves, hammerhead titanotheres, titanophores, there's banshees, prolemurs, and of course the great Leonopteryx, which the Na'vi call Taruk, which means last shadow, because they believe that when you see its shadow, that's the last thing you're ever going to see.
You know what? I think I'd feel a lot better in a suit like yours.
Well, Mark, I think you're fine, but I'm getting ready to head out on patrol. Do you want to come with me?
It sounds like a good idea, but I think my lunch is almost ready at Satuli Canteen.
That's too bad, Mark. Maybe next time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Hey, if you want to see the utility suit in action, just take a quick 4.37 light-year trip to Pandora and check it out for yourself. I'm Mark, reporting from Pandora. Sivako! And back to you. Wow, this is amazing. Oh, so I can high-five you.
Bridge!
Oh, okay. I'm going to just stay back, and I'll follow you and try to remain safe.
Where can I get one of those suits? Well, before we bring out our first guest, I wanted to let you know that at the end of today's presentation, we're going to be hosting a Q&A with our Walt Disney Imagineering representatives to answer your questions. So, throughout the show, if you think of any questions you'd like to ask, text it along with your name and outlet to this number, 407-449-8825, and we may just answer it later. Now, our first guest needs no introduction. Please help me welcome the president of Walt Disney World Resort, George Kalogridis.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Great to be here.
Of course. Well, thanks for making time on such a big day. It is not every day that you open a new land at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's actually wonderful. For over 25 years, families have shared the joy of experiencing Toy Story films together. Now we invite them into Andy's backyard to play big and to continue to make even more memories together.
Oh, these are exciting days, without a doubt.
Yes, they are. If you think about it, we opened Pandora, the world of Avatar, last year. We just dedicated Toy Story Land, and we will open Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in the late fall of 2019 as part of our total transformation of Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's 3 new lands in 3 years. We now call that the Disney theme park trifecta. It's been the most significant period of growth at Disney in the last 20 years.
Wow, well, with all of those new lands, everyone's going to want to come to Walt Disney World.
That's very true, and we're getting ready. As you saw when you arrived here today, Disney's Coronado Springs is undergoing a massive expansion. The same is true at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and also coming is the proposed Disney Riviera Resort, the 15th Disney Vacation Club property. And then there is our upcoming Star Wars themed hotel, which will transport our guests to a galaxy far, far away when it opens.
Wow, well, it must take a lot of people to help make all that magic.
Oh yes, of course, the real secret to the success of the resorts, the parks, and everything in between are our cast members. They have a knack for making our guests feel as if the entire destination was created just for them and their family. Our cast are truly the heart and soul of Walt Disney World.
That is so true. Now, George, I've been wanting to ask since I've arrived, what are those polka-dotted vehicles that are parked outside the lobby?
Those are the minivans. Aren't they great?
I want one.
Our guests love them too, and it's easy, convenient, and a safe way to get around property for a very reasonable fee.
Well, so how do I call one? Do I just go out on the sidewalk and flag one down?
Actually, it's even easier than that. You go to request one ride from anywhere on property using the Lyft app on your mobile device.
Oh, well, that is easy. Now, George, I have another important question to ask.
Okay, go right ahead.
Wine Bar George. Is that named after you?
Well, I wish I could say that it was. But Wine Bar George at Disney Springs is named after George Miliotis, who opened California Grill at Disney's Contemporary Resort in 1995. That George is a master sommelier.
But there's not many of those around.
True, only a little more than 240 in the entire world. In fact, Wine Bar George is the only wine bar in Florida that's actually owned by a master sommelier.
Oh, you seem very proud of that fact.
I am. In fact, Disney Springs is a great place and an excellent experience for our guests.
Oh, it really is. And so much has changed since its first opened, but there's still more coming, right?
Indeed. Disney Springs is known for world-class restaurants and for retail and for great entertainment. And we have a new NBA experience coming next summer.
Oh, well, that's perfect. Eat some dinner, play some basketball, hop in a minivan, and head back to a Disney resort. Sounds like a great time to me. Well, there's a lot of great experiences coming to Walt Disney World, George. Do you have any insight on what's happening at the other Disney parks?
Well, I could try to answer that, but I saw someone backstage who will be able to give us a greater perspective on the western region of our business. How does that sound?
Well, that sounds great. Who is it?
It's our new president of Disney Parks, Western Region, Catherine Powell. She has leadership responsibilities for Disney resorts in Paris, Anaheim, and Orlando. And this is her first official appearance in her new role.
Well, I can't wait to meet her. Would you do the honors?
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Catherine Powell.
Got the orange memo. Yes.
And
George?
I didn't.
And George didn't. Well, congratulations on your new role.
Thank you.
My goodness, I think I speak for everyone here when I say we would love to hear your Disney story.
So how long have we got? Couple of minutes.
Let's do this.
So I joined Walt Disney Company in 2004, and actually I was based in London in the international division for 10 years, running what we called media distribution. So that was selling our programs, our channels, our digital products to all our clients in Europe, Middle East and Africa. And then after 10 years in 2014, being British, I kind of want to say I was shipped to Australia, but actually I very willingly went to Sydney with my husband and 3 teenage boys.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was not a difficult decision for the family, and ran the Walt Disney Company Australia and New Zealand. That basically meant running all the lines of business, consumer products, retail, stage shows, film distribution in Australia. So that was amazing. And then in 2016, moved to Paris to run Disneyland Paris, up the family again, but into the most magical job. And honestly, there, having spent 10 years working in the digital and the media space, suddenly to be where you see the brand physically, where the brand touches the guest and you see the difference, it's unbelievable. And then recently had the opportunity for this new job, and I'll be relocating to Los Angeles in 2 weeks, so I really have gone around the world.
Goodness, it just hopped you all around the world.
I know.
Catherine, so George just walked us through some new experiences at Walt Disney World, and I know that other Disney destinations are experiencing similar growth. So Disneyland Paris. What can you tell us about
it's been an incredible period for Disneyland Paris. Shortly after I joined, Disneyland celebrated their 25th. You see that beautiful shot of the castle, and actually just in front of the hub, John Legend was playing Beauty and the Beast live, which was the most amazing moment. It was absolutely incredible. So the park was looking beautiful. Then a few months later, and some of you may know this, Disneyland Paris was taken over wholly owned by the Walt Disney Company. So being a fully owned park now, it meant that basically we could have this incredible investment, which Bob Iger made with President Macron in February, and it is the biggest investment in Disneyland Paris since the launch of the park. So it's going to completely revitalise the Walt Disney Studios and change it. I mean, it's going to double in size. I think we have an image there. That's the artist impression, and you'll see it'll be anchored by a lake, and then 3 themed areas with Marvel, Star Wars and Frozen. And anybody who's been to the Walt Disney Studios in Disneyland Paris, that is an incredible transformation. So it's a renaissance for Disneyland Paris. It's wonderful.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. Well, I heard that you recently visited Disney's California Adventure in Anaheim for the opening of Pixar Pier. How is that?
Pixar, do you know, I learned that there are 90 Pixar experiences across all our parks internationally, which is incredible. And this year, I mean, obviously we had Toy Story Land opening in Shanghai early in the year, the wonderful dedication moment this morning, which was so special.
Really
Toy Story Land is
oh my
just
goodness. How about
beautiful.
Tim Allen walking on stage,
I know.
right?
And I think he was really moved to see it.
Yes.
It's such a colourful and humorous and nostalgic. It's amazing. And you're right, last week Disneyland launched Pixar Pier. And they'd had Pixar Fest running over the spring, and the picture that we saw earlier was their nighttime show, which was absolutely beautiful, the picture of Up. And then we had Pixar Pier launching the Incredicoaster, which was a wonderful makeover. I think that was literally me going sideways. It's really quite fast. Incredicoaster is amazing. But they had the characters. They had amazing food locations that were inspired. You can see it there, Anger's hot dogs. You had Num Nums cookies. There's entertainment. It was wonderful. And you can see with Pixar, you also see actually bottom right, the beautiful Incredibles float in, I think, the most beautiful parade.
Oh, well, I must go visit.
Absolutely amazing. But you can see, as we saw and will see with Toy Story Land and Pixar Pier, our guests have so much love and affection for Pixar and their characters. So it's a wonderful moment.
Oh, I understand. I do have a love for Pixar. What an exciting time for Disney parks all over the world. Oh, thank you both so much for spending your time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Powell and George Kalogridis. Just got word that our roving reporter is back at it again with another newsworthy report from Walt Disney World. Let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Mark Daniel reporting from the sky high above Disney's Hollywood Studios. So high, so very high. okay. I'm feeling it. I feel free as a bird. And I'm joined by Dean and Imagineer overseeing the highly anticipated Disney Skyliner project. What can you tell us about the project?
Well, Mark, the Skyliner will transport guests through the air to our amazing theme parks, Epcot and Hollywood Studios, as well as a few of our select Disney resorts like Caribbean Beach Resort, Pop Century Resort, the Art of Animation Resort, and the new Riviera Resort, the proposed 15th DVC property.
Oh, that's a great idea. I mean, allowing guests to soar with the birds. So tell me, when did you guys come up with this wonderful idea?
Well, you know, as Imagineers, we're always dreaming and designing cool new experiences for all of our guests. I mean, just take a look at that view.
I know, I see it. It's so inspiring. I mean, I can stay up here all day, Dean. I mean, it's beautiful.
Oh, this will give guests a bird's eye view of the resort.
You know, and I can't wait to experience it when it's all up and running.
We're very excited for the opening as well.
Now, while we wait, you know what? Can we stay up here forever?
Of course. Well, at least until the lift operator returns from lunch.
Okay, well, that's going to give us more time to enjoy the view, Dean. Well, I'm Mark Daniel reporting from the sky. Back to you. Oh, this is nice. Oh, hey, and Dean, is that the development for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge over there?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, come on, the cameras are off, the mics are off. Give me some secrets, Dean.
This is not the site you were looking for.
That is not the site we're looking for. Move along, move along.
Soon, guests will really be able to soar to new heights. Not to mention soar to a galaxy far, far away or drive through an animated world. So now let's hear about what the future holds at Disney's Hollywood Studios. But before I bring out our next guest, remember that you can text your questions for our Walt Disney Imagineering representatives with your name and outlet to 407-449-8825 for a Q&A session later today. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the creative minds behind Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Please welcome Executive Creative Director Scott Mulwitz, Executive Creative Director Kevin Rafferty, Producer Sharita Carter, and Atlantic Walt Disney Imagineering Regional Executive Kathy Mangum. Goodness, welcome all of you. Oh, how exciting is it to be working on the transformation of Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Awesome.
By the way, congratulations on the opening of Toy Story Land. So, beyond Toy Story Land, what other changes are on the horizons for Disney's Hollywood Studios?
Well, Toy Story Land is really just the beginning. We have started a multi-year transformation of this park, and we're just so excited about it. As you know, and as you saw today, you can go into Andy's backyard for Toy Story Land, but we're going to take you even further. You'll be able to walk into a charming cartoon at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You'll be able to dance with your favorite characters at Disney Junior.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and as we all know, Scott, coming soon, you'll be able to go to a galaxy far, far away at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, well, with what we've experienced with Toy Story Land, I think we're all pretty excited for what's coming next. And with the addition of this land, Disney's Hollywood Studios is top of mind with guests for exciting and immersive attractions.
Oh yeah, it still has some of our favorite Walt Disney World attractions. You can go on Rock and Roller Coaster, as we all know, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, some of my favorites, Indiana Jones, Fantasmic every night. It is still home to so much exciting. We're just making it better.
Absolutely. And, you know, I was thinking, or as we were talking about, this is going to be a very family-oriented experience, and you told me that there was going to be an announcement that's going to make everyone say, "Ka-chow."
Yeah, not only do we open a park today, or a land today, but we have another announcement, and it's going to be starring somebody I've known very well for many years, Lightning McQueen. It will be at Disney's Hollywood Studios early next year in a whole new show attraction called Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Lightning McQueen, he'll be bringing the world of cars to our guests. He'll also be assisted by our friends Mater and Cruz Ramirez, and it'll be a show unlike anything that we've got anywhere else. It's just going to be so exciting.
Oh my goodness, that sounds intriguing. Any hints of what happens on this experience?
Well, you know, McQueen has learned a lot over the years, and some of his experiences he brings to us. Things don't go quite as well as we expect. We're rookie racers, and it's just going to be one of those upfront up close and personal experiences with him that'll be here next year.
Well, ka-chow indeed. Well, what other stories around Disney's Hollywood Studios will guests get to be a part of?
Well, son, you know those wildly popular and hilarious Mickey Mouse cartoon shorts on the Disney Channel?
I do, I love those.
How would you like to be in, I mean literally in, one of those cartoons with Mickey and Minnie?
Well, sure. Is that what guests can expect on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
Well, considering we're following the rules, or should I say, the total lack of rules that come with cartoon logic, let's just say our guests can expect the unexpected.
Oh my Disney, that is exciting. What exactly will that be like?
Well, it will have the look, the feel, the sound, the comedy, the cadence of our Mickey shorts cartoons, and the guests will be placed right in the middle. This attraction, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, is completely original. It will have a new song, a theme song. It will have a brand new story. And of course, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and all of their friends will be along for the ride. But the story is really about you.
Me? Oh my goodness, well that is a little exciting. Can we hear a little more about the story?
Well, you know, if ever there was a fish out of water story, this is it. Because it's all about humans when they suddenly find themselves in a crazy cartoon world where anything can happen and anything does. So it all begins when you hop on board a cartoon train and take a really exciting, very unpredictable, and I highlight the word unpredictable, adventure with Mickey and Minnie and their best friends. And guests go into this world unlike, I guarantee you, unlike anything you've ever seen and experienced before. And let me say this. With Goofy as your train engineer, what could possibly go wrong?
Goofy's riding the train? I can only imagine what's going to happen. But the real question is, how are you going to make us feel like we're in an animated world?
Well, Sonia, Disney is known for taking theatrical techniques and technologies, integrating them in fresh and new ways, and bringing experiences to our guests.
Absolutely.
And this attraction will be no exception at all. We are going to break the law of physics. We are going to defy logics, and we are going to put you in that animated world. And it will be an unbelievable fun experience for the entire family. And as you see on the screen here, I bet most of you think that you are looking at a piece of 2D art. But what you are looking at is actually a physical model that's about 2 feet.
It's about this
and
long,
it's
about that high.
painted in that cartoon style. So we are pulling out all the stops in terms of putting you in that animated world.
Oh my goodness, well it sounds like it's going to be a wacky ride. I cannot wait to experience Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway soon. Well now, we can't talk about the future of Disney's Hollywood Studios without mentioning one of the most highly anticipated new lands, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now Scott, what can you tell us today?
Well, guests will get to explore this remote outpost, catch up with some familiar characters, and meet some new ones. They'll have the chance to actually step into this amazing galaxy filled with adventures. They can expect to encounter the Resistance and the First Order, as well as discover their own Star Wars story.
Wow. Well, what exactly do you mean by discover our own Star Wars stories?
Well, this entire world is being designed so that every detail will help visitors suspend disbelief, completely immersive. The sights, sounds, and smells all come together to set the stage, the jumping-off point for their own Star Wars adventure.
Oh, so what can you tell us about this outpost you had mentioned earlier?
Pretty interesting place. The Black Spire Outpost on the never-before-seen planet of Batuu is a remote trading place on the edge of wild space. It draws those who prefer less attention. It's become a thriving port for smugglers, rogue traders, and adventurers, the kind of people Kevin and I hang out with mostly. It's also a convenient safe haven for those intent on avoiding the expanding reach of the First Order. And while we may be discovering Batuu for the first time, it is well known to many of the Star Wars characters.
Oh my goodness, well that sounds like adventures waiting around every corner. And what can you tell us about the new attractions in the land?
A little bit. We'll open with 2 signature attractions. One is an epic Star Wars adventure that puts you in a climactic battle, right in the middle of a climactic battle between the First Order and the Resistance. It has been described as the most epic attraction Disney has ever designed, and I think that's true. The second attraction invites guests to step aboard the Millennium Falcon and to pilot the fastest ship in the galaxy on an ever-changing interactive adventure. Your actions have consequences, and they follow you back into the outpost.
Oh, guests can help fly the Millennium Falcon? That's awesome. Just
So excited.
It's super exciting. We're really excited for everything we have planned for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's one of our most ambitious projects here at Florida's Hollywood Studios and also at Disneyland. Each one covers over 14 acres, and it's our largest single theme land expansion in our history. Super exciting.
Wow, that really is a huge expansion. Well, I will not keep you here any longer because it sounds like you all have a lot to do. Oh, yes. Let's hear it for Kathy Mangum, Sharita Carter, Kevin Rafferty, and Scott Mullins. Before we bring out our last guest, let's check in one more time with our roving reporter.
Hello, I'm Mark Daniel, broadcasting live from the most magical place on earth, the Magic Kingdom. And I'm joined by Dan Soto, one of the leaders behind the Play Disney Parks mobile app, a brand new digital entertainment experience that enables guests to play big here at Walt Disney World and the Disneyland Resort in California. And, oh, that's right, it has a big debut this weekend. So tell us, what is the Play Disney Parks app?
Well, Play Disney Parks is a major step in transforming our guest experience. When you first get into the app, you have the ability to see these incredible game boards that unlock your ability to play games while you're waiting in line. You can try your hand at Disney trivia. You can even check out your favorite Disney tunes with Apple Music. It's interactive, it's immersive, and it's just fun.
Now, Dan, how is this going to change the way guests explore the parks?
Well, what's cool is the app is designed to interact with the physical environment around you. It reacts, it responds differently based on where you are in the park. Now, this isn't about walking around the park all day staring at your smartphone. It's really about engaging with your family and friends and really playing together and immersing yourself more deeply in your favorite Disney stories.
Wow, that sounds fun. I can't wait to play.
But you better get to it.
All right, well, let's do it. With the Play Disney Parks app, and I got to tell you, I just got a rock and roller achievement from riding Rock and Roller Coaster. Man, you know what? Guests and Disney fans are going to love this app. I mean, playing at the parks will never be the same again.
Mark, this is just the beginning. We are dreaming up all kinds of ways to evolve and grow the app with new experiences, and we are super excited to see everyone play big with the Play Disney Parks app. It's available for download now in the App Store or Google Play.
All right, well, you guys should definitely download it. Trust me. Okay, well, this is Mark Daniel reporting from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Back to you.
That looks like so much fun. Another way to play big in the parks. In fact, guests visiting Walt Disney World right now can save up to 25% on rooms and select resort hotels through August 30th. There are even special room rates for Florida residents and annual pass holders. So it's even easier to stay on property and experience all that there is to do at Walt Disney World during the incredible summer. And our next guest and her super team have helped make this summer incredible. Please welcome Senior Vice President of Disney Parks Live Entertainment, Lori Jordan.
Wonderful to be here.
Oh my goodness, well you and the Disney Parks Live Entertainment team have been busy.
Just a little.
Well, we all saw the Green Army Drum Corps in Toy Story Land, right? So much fun.
We love our Green Army Patrol. Did you guys all see them out there today? They were fantastic. Okay, we love them. You know, it's been a really special time for us at Disney Parks Live Entertainment. We are so thrilled to be part of this massive transformation of Disney Hollywood Studios. It's been amazing.
My goodness. Well, I've heard that Disney Parks Live Entertainment has helped make this summer incredible for guests visiting the parks right now.
You are exactly right, Sonia. You know, this year, Incredible Summer is reaching across all of Walt Disney World. We have new entertainment experiences in every single park.
Really?
Honestly, you don't believe me? Test me. So we've already covered Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
where we have the Green Army Patrol, and of course, all of Toy Story Land.
Okay, so next up, Magic Kingdom.
Well, over at the Magic Kingdom, the incredible Tomorrowland Expo is celebrating all things super with Disney Parks' The Incredibles.
Well, has anyone here seen Incredibles 2? Anyone? Yes! You and millions of others for a record-breaking opening weekend for any animated movie ever.
That's right, and at the incredible Tomorrowland Expo, the Incredibles are in attendance, along with, I'm excited to say, Edna Mode, who's making her Disney Parks debut.
As Edna would say, no capes. Next up, Animal Kingdom.
At Disney's Animal Kingdom, Donald's Dino Bash has taken over Dinoland USA. You see, Donald Duck has recently discovered that ducks are descendants of dinosaurs.
What?
So he's throwing this crazy, fun, super party, and all of his friends are in attendance, including Chip and Dale, who are in the cutest outfits I've ever seen them in. We like to call them chipmunk-osauruses.
Oh my goodness, they're adorable. Isn't there a new show where guests can experience a new bird adventure with some wilderness explorer friends?
You are absolutely right, Sonia. So we recently debuted Up, a great bird adventure, and it features Russell and Doug from Disney Pixar's Up, and they travel to Anandapur, Asia, to discover exotic birds from around the world, right alongside some very knowledgeable bird experts.
Well, adventure is out there. Okay, last up, Epcot.
Okay, over at Epcot, there's Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Live. So Star-Lord and Gamora have come to Terra, that's Earth, to you and me, with a band from the planet Xandar for an amazing concert of some of the greatest hits from Star-Lord's Awesome Mix tapes.
Well, you did it. New entertainment at all 4 parks to make one incredible summer.
That's right, and actually, Sonia, that's just some of the new entertainment experiences.
Well, that's great. Now, Lori, I have to ask, what's that equipment for?
I thought you'd never ask. So, I actually have an out-of-this-galaxy surprise for all of you today.
I love surprises.
I know you do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce a special presentation all the way from Xandar, the Xandarian Chamber Orchestra.
Oh my goodness! Hello! Xandarians! Yes, welcome! I love what you've done with the color pink.
Greetings, Terrans! We are so happy to be here. So what do you say? Shall we show them how we do it on Xandar? Zordu Hesselfrau!
Zordu Hesselfrau!
Who are you?
My name is Peter Quill, although there's another name you might know me as, Star-Lord. Whoa! Whoa!
Quill, where is this emergency you brought us halfway across the galaxy for?
Guys, let me introduce you to
Gamora.
Really? You know her? All right, never mind. Look, the important thing is you can't keep playing that song. So listen, you guys sound awesome, but here's the thing. These people out here, they're Terrans. And the little Terran ears aren't made to process the intricacies of Xandarian music.
But we've come all this way to share our music. Now what? We still have an entire, what do you call it? Set to fill.
I think I can help with that.
Quill, you brought me here because we're supposed to be saving the galaxy.
And we are saving the galaxy from bad music. Groot, come in!
I am Groot.
An infant sequoia.
No, he is the answer to all your problems, man.
I am Groot.
Yeah, buddy, I need you to pull up a song for me. It's going to be right at the top of my playlist, okay? There it is. Look, guys, I was born on this planet. I know what Terran's like. You guys got those headphones right? Go ahead and put them on, because Groot, I need you to feed that music down into their headphones, okay?
I am Groot.
Good tree. Now, whenever the song starts to play, all you guys gotta do is just play along. You're all talented musicians. I have total faith in you guys. 12%. All right, Ringo, let's get it started, man. Now let me hear that bass line. Hit it with those keys, Liberace. Hit the guitar. Now let's put that one all together, okay? Guys, I'm letting you know the words to this one, so feel free to sing along.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling, and I don't believe it. You're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I'll just stay addicted if I can't be sure.
We need more Ooga Chakas.
All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on. I'm hooked on a feeling. I don't believe it. You're in love with me. Said I'm hooked on a feeling. And I don't believe it. You're in love with me. Said I'm hooked on a feeling. And I don't believe it. You're in love with me. Said I'm hooked on a feeling.
Guys sound awesome. What do you guys think? Look, guys, one last thing. You have to get a better name for your band.
Terrans, we are the Star-Lords!
Yes!
Hear it for the Star-Lords! Thank you, Star-Lord and Gamora. As you can see, this is going to be one incredible summer. We have heard about so much. The future of Disney's Hollywood Studios is exciting with the newly announced Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and of course, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Then there's the incredible summer with new entertainment at all 4 parks that's going on right now. What a truly exciting afternoon. And don't forget, there's going to be a brief Q&A with some of our presenters. They'll be answering a few of your questions that you texted in during the presentation. So, stick around. I'm Sonia Roman, and thank you for coming to Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Jen Figley-Baker from the Disney Parks blog, representing Walt Disney World Public Relations. We're getting ready to ask some of your questions to our panel of Imagineers. Please help me welcome back to the stage Kathy Mangum, Kevin Rafferty, Charita Carter, and Scott Malwitz. Welcome back, everybody. We have a lot of great questions from our audience today, so let's dive right in, okay? First question, why is a Mickey Mouse attraction a good fit for Disney's Hollywood Studios?
I think it's a great fit for Disney's Hollywood Studios because this story in particular for this attraction, as we mentioned earlier, it's really all about you. It's your experience. That's what happens when you get into the attraction story. And so one thing I love about it as well is it's going to be where the Chinese theater is, and that is in the very heart of the park. And what better place for Mickey to be than in the very heart of the park?
And I was just going to add, and the cartoons that we love are just so wacky, and everything can happen. It really just gave us this wonderful palette because just anything can happen in the attraction. So we're really excited about it.
I can build on a little bit what they're saying. Mickey Mouse is really wonderful. We've never done a attraction completely dedicated to him, but this is the park that we are really trying to transform and put you into an immersive experience, and you just don't see a Mickey Mouse cartoon, you're in a Mickey Mouse cartoon, and we really want people to build memories and adventures in this park in that kind of way, being in the middle, seeing things completely differently.
Sure.
All right, question number 2. How immersive do you expect Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to be, as well as the Star Wars Hotel, and how will the two experiences work together?
Question. Yes. Well, Star Wars Land is conceived to be your place to explore, your place to find your own story. This is not the story of the Skywalkers. It's not the story of some of the people you know. This is a place that we're taking you to explore on your own terms, to interact with the residents and the visitors on your own terms, so that you get that level of exploration and immersion around every corner. Relative to the hotel I think is next door. I believe we haven't talked a lot about it, but I would expect the same kind of level of immersion and storytelling and exploration and self-direction, right? Self-determination, this idea that you're setting your own path, you're exploring this galaxy, you get to do it on your own terms.
Great. And what's it been like to work with the Lucasfilm project team?
Oh, they've been great partners on this. They were as excited as anyone for us to go to a new planet that you haven't been to understand and take visitors to this place that is part of their mythology, right? Part of their overall narrative, and certainly known to some of our favorite characters in the Star Wars universe. But to be able to feel the spaces for the first time, because film production is very different from theme park production, and for them to feel the massive weight of a 6-foot wall, right? Or what the hull of the Millennium Falcon actually feels like, which you've got to remember is usually CGI or just a set piece. And for us, for the first time, we're able to bring these spacecraft to life out of beautiful materials, aircraft aluminum. Nothing feels right like for an aircraft than aircraft aluminum. So it's great partners, very excited about our work, and it's really about mutual respect and admiration for depth of storytelling and depth of immersion. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, so we opened Toy Story Land this morning. It's amazing to open a land. What's it going to be like to finally open Star Wars Galaxy's Edge next year and finally show and unveil all of those experiences to guests?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was with the Toy Story Land team this morning, and today is the happiest day of their life, and it's the saddest day of their life, because you give over something that you've really focused on and worked on for 4 or 5 years, and then we're going to be going through this next year again with the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opening. It's what we look forward to so much, but I have to tell you, it's really weird walking through a land without a hard hat on and with people that aren't you, and it's going to be unbelievable. It's really hard, almost impossible to describe what that's like, but what it's going to do to this park, we're going to have at that point 25 acres of brand new immersive experience. That's just massive. We've never done anything on that scale.
I think it's an interesting thing when attractions when Theme Land's open, because the project team goes through a very interesting cycle, and it's years in development, right? And so very early on, it's just a handful of people, right? And you're hoping that this concept and this idea stays alive, that your vision of this immersive storytelling can be maintained, and then the tent gets bigger and the tent gets bigger, and you develop your design, and you start to work with some of the best effects and finished people in the business, and soon you've got 1,100 people on site that you're trying to direct. And so, but as Kathy said, you're out there every day in your hard hat, making sure that you're preserving this intent of this immersive environment, and then suddenly it's over. Suddenly you don't get to go there every day. Suddenly you don't get to see the same people that were on your project team every day. But you do get to see the guests. That's the killer. You get to walk out, and for the first time, the people who you're developing all these stories for, the people who you're setting the tone for, the people who you're creating these environments for, are reacting to what you have conceived and delivered as a team, which is so exciting, so powerful. Just amazing stuff.
For that reason, I always like to say, it's never easy, but it's always worth it.
That's right.
Great. Well, Kathy briefly mentioned how exciting today is for our Pixar friends as well. That ties into question number 4 we have. Pixar does bring a lot of feelings out of our guests. They evoke a lot of emotions, and specifically for the characters in the Pixar franchise. How do you Imagineers find inspiration to evoke those feelings in our guests?
Well, we work with the filmmakers. That gives us a huge advantage. We understand the characters almost as much as they do. And we work together on establishing what those experiences would be that we want to put these characters in, that we want to put you in to experience with them. So it's an iterative process. I think with Toy Story Land, you see, we're talking about giving up these lands as our children, and it's a happy day and it's a sad day. And think of how Toy Story 3 ended with Andy going off to school, and that emotion we feel, and we try to put that emotion. And sometimes, lots of times, if you look around Toy Story Land, it's full of humor. These movies are funny, and if my favorite example that I like to give is the cooties out in front of the restrooms. It's just a little unsaid, little funny little moment out there, and you look at all the graphics in the queue for Slinky Dog Dash. Mr. Prickle Pants has a special song out there. It's just we really work with them, and I think we try to evoke all these emotions of bringing you back to what you felt when you watched those fabulous movies for the last 20-something years.
Okay, Kathy, we have a specific question for you. What is the perfect age to bring a child for the first time? And for first-time visitors, what's the one thing you want them to know?
Well, I would say that what this park is becoming is a place for all ages. We've got something for everybody, and what I love about Toy Story Land is that it is for everybody. Those movies have been around for over 20 years, so it's several generations now who have loved Woody and Buzz and Bo Peep and everyone for so long that I think the thing that we want people to know, first-time visitor, is please come. There's gonna be something here you love. Lots of stuff that's existing, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, favorites, everybody's favorites, and now we're just adding on to that. It's first-time visitor is going to, I think, be blown away by the breadth of what we're offering.
And a lot more things for folks of all ages.
All ages.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway comes, it's going to be an entire family audience.
Family, right.
And you mentioned favorites, Kathy. Do each of you have a favorite Pixar character? If you had to pick one.
Go.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, you'll relate to this.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, I think I do.
Kathy and I worked on Cars Land together, so my favorite character is Mater.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I like Guido.
Yeah, Guido too. I mean,
He
they're hard
doesn't
to
talk
say.
much.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Sharita.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is, I think, going back Flick. And one of the reasons for that is because my dad relates to him so much. So he has a special place in my heart.
I don't know, I think I just developed a new fondness for Wheezy, though, when you're at the end. Wheezy, who knew he could sing, he could croon like that. I love Wheezy.
And I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go Luxo, because when that short premiered, and I remember just in astonishment what was being achieved on the screen and kind of the emotion that can be generated out of an inanimate object, a lamp and a ball. Brilliant storytelling with very little, very little else except two things. So powerful stuff can happen with simple characters and great storytelling.
And that's what started it all.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
Okay, talking about great storytelling, we have time for one last question from the audience, and this is for Scott. Circling back to Star Wars, the question is, what is the best experience for a Star Wars fan celebrating a milestone, specifically the Big 5-0?
All right, who is it? I'm not that far ahead of you. But can I ask you, were you in line at 77 for the first one? No? Nobody's...
I don't know. Maybe it's a surprise party.
Oh, yes, okay, sorry, good. Yeah, just share that energy and that love for this narrative, right? This exciting story about possibility and about perseverance and about how anything can happen to you if you just want it to happen for yourself. And, I can't peg one experience other than the experience of sharing something as powerful and multi-generational as the Star Wars brand, right? As the Star Wars narrative. I get the benefit of sharing it with my 18-year-old, whose entree was Clone Wars and Rebels, and really didn't spark to the films until recently. Really didn't understand the power of the storytelling there. And so for us to be able to translate that now into the physical environment and the built environment, and to allow you to explore your own story inside of that is going to be amazing. And wherever you are, I'll meet you out there. And I can't wait for you to actually run your hands along the Falcon and actually get the feel for that ship for the first time. It's going to be spectacular.
That sounds amazing. Well, thank you for all your extra time to spend with us today and everybody. It's been very insightful, and thank you for all of your great questions. Yeah. This concludes the Q&A portion of this afternoon's presentation. We now invite you to join us next door for lunch in Salon K. Thank you, everybody.
She's already... Alan's holding a table for us.
Thank you guys for tuning in, sharing this with me today. I may have a little bit something else for you later on. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome day. See ya.